Hey everyone, Jeff here, Water Turkey 1620. I'm taking this off. I showed you earlier and I installed this. I'm finally getting back to the taping. I was having fun with my drone, playing with my drone. Being a child, like my wife says, I am a man-child, and that's true. I am. I'm a 54-year-old, almost 55-year-old man with a child body inside, I think, or child mind, I should say, not body. Mind, in a way, So, anyways, I was taping and I wanted to show you guys. I'm trying to get on this edge so I can cover up the black, obviously, the black. So, anyways. So what I've been doing is, obviously you can tell I've been scratching the shit out of it, but it's okay. I'm going to sand it up again and then repaint it. And so what I've been doing is I've been laying tape down. Like you can see here, I've been laying tape down and I come through here with my knife. And I kind of just pick it up. Now this one piece is going to be broke, so it's going to not show me what I'm looking for, or well, showing you what I want to show you. But I am going to show you a little bit. So I'm taking a screwdriver, just a little small screwdriver, nothing big, And I'm just kind of forcing some of that tape down into that section, right off the edge. Just like so, and it covers up. I just figured this out on my own, y'all. I didn't look it up. Honestly, I really did not look it up. Or I would show a video of it and then say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Or something like that, I guess. So I thought I'd show some people. Maybe people don't think about it when they tape off things, I'm not saying the experts don't. Obviously, I know the experts probably know way better far, and they have all the better tools to make everything look nice and clean. So like I said, like I've always said, and I know I sound like I'm complaining, but I'm not. What it is I really am working with what I got. That's it. And it's kind of what the military told me, or taught me, not told me, taught me. You figure it out, You don't have time to think. You've got to look and figure it out soon. And if you don't, you won't. So, I'm just kind of sitting here thinking about, the time has gone by. And I just want to say that I have had this snowmobile, this Super Sport, for probably since 2019. I got it from my cousin, because his son wanted my Yamaha SRX 700, Redhead 700. I was nice and kind enough, and I traded it. I gave him my sled, and he said, you got to take something. So I took this. And I used it for a couple of years, And during that time, my drinking got out of control. And so I'll keep saying that because I admit I am an alcoholic, and I haven't had a drink. Don't tell me. I want to let you all know that I don't drink. Yes, I indulge on the 420 time. Yes, I do. But I'm not, it helps me. There's a difference if people understand that smoke it, understand the differences between the sativa and the indica and how it works with your mind. So just for some of you out there that are dealing with certain problems, I'm telling you, if you're depressed, you might want some sativa sometime, try it. Maybe if not, you want to get a little lower and then try indica. Always remember indica, in the couch, indica. Yeah. See, sativa, up, it's an upper. Look at it that way, and indica's a downer. A little weed lesson for some of you, which probably y'all know. Well, I shouldn't say all, I'm going to say some. I better be politically correct. I better not, just automatically assume. Seeing that my addictive mind thinks that way sometimes, because I've been in them shoes. I'll admit it. I've been down to the low, But I'm here, and of course I'm paying for it. I'm paying for it because living with the memory of somebody's organ inside me is keeping me and helping me stay alive. For somebody like myself, at one point when this was going on, I didn't think I deserved it, a liver, because of how bad I was and how bad I treated people. And family, the one biggest thing. Family and the one who loves you. Those are the main people that really get hurt. You have friends, your friends will help. Other friends that don't want to help, they're not your friend. So, the people who care will be around to help you if you want help. I know that. And yes, I've attended that AA stuff. I shouldn't say that AA stuff. Yes, I was. Yes. But I haven't been to a meeting in probably 2 years almost now. And the reason is because of the liver and how bad I was in the hospital. And then when I got it, and then when I started recovering, and started realizing that I could move and I could do things again. I wasn't sitting on the couch. That's what it was for a long time for me. It was sitting, wake up from the bedroom, go to the couch, sit on the couch. Watch TV, watch ESPN, watch my YouTube. I did a lot of YouTube watching before I decided to do a channel, That I didn't tell them during that time, that process, that idea came after the liver transplant. So, it gave me, I already had the idea, but I just didn't have the urge. If you know what I mean, and so this is why I'm doing this channel, is because of that. But what I'm saying is that, there's a lot of people that I hurt that I had to make amends or apologize, however anybody wants to take that or say that, and I had a lot. And I pray about it every day. I talk to him. I tried talking to my dad, and my dad ain't here. My dad's been gone now 9 years. And my two grandfathers they've been gone, one since the early 2000s and one before 2000. And then my dad's mom, we lost her last year. She was 96. And my grandmother that is still around, my mom's mom, she is 96. And she's still around. She lives down where my folks live. They're Floridians. They live in the Villages. If y'all know what the Villages is, it's a hell of a place. I love it down there, actually. I love traveling on a golf cart. Nothing like traveling on a golf cart all the way around, wherever you want to go, almost everywhere you want to go. It's not like Visa. You can't leave home without your golf cart. Well, you could. You can drive, but why? And lots of golf. That's another thing. I do like golf. Just haven't played golf in a while because I'm busy doing this and living. Ooh, here are the cops. Uh-oh. Somebody's being in trouble with ICE. Just kidding. That's what the funny thing is back in the day, Cleveland and Detroit you stayed away from. Shit went down, you stayed away. And for me, I didn't stay away from downtown. No, come on, Dad. I'm not a dummy. I knew where the stuff goes on. Anyways, you know, and what's going on over there across the lake on the other side there, you know, I do feel for them. I've been to the south side over there, and I understand, but I haven't been to the south side now, and what's going on now. Last time I was over there, that was, well, a while ago. No, a couple of days. All right, well, oh no, I gotta do this side now. All I'm really trying to do is get this all prepped for tomorrow, because tomorrow I'll paint. I'm not painting now. This has been long enough and hard enough for me to do. I'm getting tired. I've been out here all day, as you normally am. I'm out here most of the time doing something. My wife works from home. And thank God for a doctor that I have, a great liver doctor that gave her the old free pass, you know, like the old hall pass, or, well, not that actual kind of hall pass, but, you know, a hall pass, I guess you can say. She's excused from classes forever. So, oh yeah, and by the way, speaking of my wife, I did have a video on her promotion. Well, her promotion turned into, she got an award too. So she's been recognized. This month has been really good for her, and I'm so happy for her. I'm proud of my wife. You know, my wife's been at her job for 25 years. You know, and that's actually going to be 20, you know, it's already passed. It's 26 years. You know, so, and where she's just now getting where she's getting after that time, well, yeah, it's been a long time for her. But she wrote it out, you know, she waited patiently. Yes, and what her job is pretty freaking stressful, but she handles it like a pro. Which, you know, that's the way she was. That's the way she was when I met her when we were in 3rd grade. Yep, 3rd grade. But did we get married the first time? No, we did not. I left the state. She got married to somebody else that I did know. But that's nothing, you know. Our relationship pretty much ended once we hit high school, because we went to elementary school and middle school together, and then we were crosstown rivals for high school. So yeah, and then we didn't date at all, but we did talk. I'd see her now and then, but like I said, I moved out of the state, 90, moved out of the state. And I didn't come back to Michigan until 2012. So, yeah, for a long time I was gone. I'd come back every now and then, of course, to visit, obviously, to see family and shit. When I would get time off from the service when I was in, you know, during the time of Gulf Storm, or Desert Storm, you know, Gulf Storm, Desert Storm, whatever. It was a fucking storm. And so, it was. But anyways, you know, I was in the Navy, obviously, he's just in the Navy, yeah, I was on a ship. I worked down in the bowels of the boat. I probably have said that before, but it was the best time of my life, and I miss it. I miss it, severely miss it. You know, when 9/11 came and happened, I wanted to be back in so bad, but I couldn't because I'm out automatically. I got out medically honorable discharge. It's because I had seizures and I didn't know I was epileptic. So there you go, I'm epileptic too. But I take medicine, and I've been on that same medicine now for a decade. It's been working pretty damn good. Even when I was going through the liver shit, you know, I never had one seizure. So that's how good that medicine works that I take. But yeah, that's how come I'm out of the service. A medical reason that I did not know I had. I was 28 when that happened. So, you know, I was in Cartagena, Colombia, of all places. And no, I was not there to help out with a good local drug deal for the United States. But, you know, hey, I mean, we get to talk business. I would do it. No problem. You know. So, you know, I laugh, but yeah, I was Cartagena, Colombia. And I took this kid that came on the boat that was brand new out of boot camp, and he needed somebody who was an E4 or higher to go out on the ship, to leave the ship to go out because of where we were at. And so I went out. We were going to look for money at an ATM to, you know, get some dinero. And saw some friends, and they were across the way, and I went to go step off the curb to cross the street. I don't remember anything after that. The only thing I do remember is when I did come to, I guess. They were speaking Spanish over me, and I knew something had happened, but I didn't know exactly what. And then I had my XO, not my CO, but my XO from the boat, who was there, and he told me, he said, "Lewis, you're going home." Oh, yeah, that's my last name. Anyways, so yeah, he said, "You're going home." I said, "Hell I am." I said, "Just give me some fucking medicine and give me light duty." Nope. No way, no, I'm not going home. No, you're going home. So next thing you know, an hour or two later, after they finally check me out and say I'm okay to go, and I'm okay to fly. Yep, fly. I got put on an airplane, a big old Air Force, I can't remember the name of the plane. A plane that could carry a freaking 2 houses, a boat, a trailer, a car, everything. So I was on one of those big ass planes, and it was good. Good meal too, by the way. But came back to Virginia. Well, not here, but Virginia, that's where I went into the service, was Virginia. Because I was stationed in Virginia. I got stationed back there because my first duty station was San Diego. Speaking of San Diego, I'll be going to that NASCAR race next year in San Diego for sure. I already got stuff set up already, stuff paid for. I did do that. So definitely will be back out there because I'll be back at Coronado Island because that's where I was stationed. That's where my aircraft carrier was, the USS Constellation. And if anybody wants to look it up, but you're going to find that it is decommissioned. It is no longer in service that I know of. That was my first ship. My second ship was a LSD. Yes, we tripped out on a boat. Yeah, see, I'm telling you, work for the government. Sometimes you get good deals. No, LSD was the boat. It was a landing ship, basically. You know, we have a big well deck. You fill it full of water. When you back up about a mile, half mile off the shore. Fill it full of water, and bye-bye Marines. And we just pull away and say, we gotta guard you from over here. So that's it. And yep, that's how that went down. And it was around the clock for a while. But that was on the I was on the aircraft carrier actually when I went to the Gulf. What I'm talking about is around the clock. I'm talking about when I around the clock in the engine room, around the clock on fire or being part of the fire team and weapons and a bunch of other shit. Anyways, so good old fun stuff. It's stuff to get to play with that we're really not allowed to play with when we're not in the service no more. And you can get it, I guess. I mean, it's available on the street, I guess. You want to do some Grand Theft Auto, I guess, or whatever. If you want to swing it that way, then swing it that way. I mean, trust me, I love the game too. I play it, but I'm not going to do it in real life. Unless it was allowed and we could get points for it. That'd be it. See how twisted I get? I can be twisted. It's not on purpose. It's just... maybe it's a sickness or maybe it's a gift. I don't know. Anyways, I've got it where I want it. I've got some little taping up left to do, I know. And then I've got more paper to put around. So I cover all this up here, back here. So I will spray it with my gun. Maybe I'll do a video on that again. I'm not sure. You already seen me painting once, so why would you want to see me paint again? No. Like I said, always really trying to do is show you guys a little trick that I thought of myself. I just thought of the trick. I'm pretty sure the trick is out there. Yeah, like I said, from the professional side, probably. Wouldn't doubt it. Like I said, there's all these little tricks in the book, when it comes to painting, which I used to do. I'll tell you some more. I'll tell you this a little bit more for me. After I got out of the service, I moved to Florida. No, actually, let me take that back. I'm sorry. When I got out of the service, I moved to Tennessee. I moved to Nashville for a while, which Nashville's awesome now. I'm telling you. Just because it's country doesn't mean it's boring. Yeah, I moved to Tennessee. I lived in Tennessee for quite a while until like I said, I moved to Nashville, but then I got a job with some people in the truck series, in the Craftsman truck series. Because I worked with late model cars. I didn't race them, but I worked on them. Of course I'd love to drive a car. I'd love to drive a car now at my age. I'd love to go on a fucking track. Give me any car, any track, anywhere. I'll take it. I'll do it. I'm not scared. Thanks for, I'm telling you, the help of games, especially in the NASCAR 25 game and in my Gran Turismo, those games teach you how to drive. They teach you how to control the vehicle. It doesn't matter. They really, really do. And drivers I know say that these games do help them. So, I think I could drive pretty good. I do. But anyways, that's beside the point. The point is I was more like a mechanic, or like, I did some fabrication work and everything like that. But I'm a late model, built, hung body parts, front ends, rear ends. And then a job came open I saw on the internet back then, back in the old AOL days. Still AOL, I think it's still around. I think so. Shit, it's funny. Anyways, so yeah, got a job, moved to Naples, Florida. That's where he ran his trucks out of is Naples. So yes, I'm gonna tell you this: driving from the bottom of Florida to California, not fun. Sucks. But it's worth it, right? You know, if you're dedicated and you like racing like I do like racing. Excuse me, I love racing, but you know, I'm old and I'd love to get back in the series. I'd love to get back, and I'd love to be in. I was in the truck series for a while, and then I went and did some Busch racing, or the Busch series back when it was called Busch series. I did tire work. So we did tire work for. Yes, me and this other man and another gentleman, we worked on the back of the, in Mooresville. We worked with shop, it was the number 10 car at the time. It was Nesquik, driven by Jeff Green. We rigged out of that shop. And then we did our tire work. We did pit bot work, and then we loaded and we hauled tires, wheels, rims, whatever you want to call them. We hauled all that to the racetrack for all sorts of teams. And then I would help out a team every now and then with tires. You know, taking tires back and forth to Goodyear, back and forth, getting new, getting old, getting new, getting old. You know, all that fun stuff. And then once in a while, take the cans to set into the gas and get gas and go back. And it was fun. I've been at every racetrack except for some of the new ones on the schedule. I mean, I've been to St. Louis. I was there in the truck series. You know, that was wasn't one of the original players. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You know, so I've been there. I've been to that one. Chicagoland. We didn't go there. We didn't do the truck series there. And I don't even think the Busch series was, I can't remember. And that was Chicagoland's old now, but I didn't know what's going to be back on the schedule. But anyways, I've been to most of them, I'll just say that. And, but for me, I've had a hell of an experience and stuff. And there are things I do miss. One of them is being involved in racing, and the other one is being back in the service. For sure, I'd love to get back in the service. If I can't be in the Navy, I'll become a Marine. What the fuck? But I know how to pull the trigger. So anyway, I just want to thank y'all for, again, liking, subscribing, sharing. You know, I do put posts out. I do put a little stuff on community just to say thank you to all of you, to give you all credit, because I really, if you all weren't around, this opportunity here, this is like, I'm telling you, YouTube is like an entrepreneur opportunity waiting for anybody. Basically, if you want to look at it that way, you could look at it as a small business. If you wanted to, I guess. You do it any way you wanted to, actually. They give you those options, you know, so, and I know I'm pumping them up, but I'm not pumping them up because they're not paying me. Nobody's paying me to do it. I'm just saying this because I think it's the truth, and it's just the way it is, you know. It's an opportunity. Just even make extra cash if you can, whenever that, you know, when that point comes. My point isn't there yet. I got a long way to go. And I don't have a short time to get there. Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't know on that one. But still, what I'm saying is, for anybody that's out there watching, using, subscribing to people, you know, no matter what, you can do it too, and you can learn that, you know, if you've got people, you got people that can edit, you got friends that can tape for you, you know, do camera work or do whatever, that's even better for you. It really helps out your channel, I think, more than anything. For me, it's just me, like I said, so I'll take what I got. I've seen how many people I've had view, and I know how many subscribers I have, and I'm thankful for that, you know. It's not a lot, but hey, man, I got some, right? So, you know, that's the joy of it, and that's the passion about it, too. It's like, I'll take it, what I get, and I'll go with that. I'm happy. As you can tell, I am. I'm happy about it, and I honestly thank you, YouTube, and thank you for all of you out there that do, that have channels that I listen to, that I watch, that I subscribe to, that I even paid, you know, I've even been, there's some people on their Patreon that I am a part of. I'm a Patreon person, so, you know, like I've said before, I support a lot of channels, you know, out there, and I'd love to collaborate with some of them, you know, to get some ideas, you know, maybe even I get my ideas, you know, things like that, you know. That's what I would like, you know, to have the community, you know, people of us getting together and saying, hey, let's make this, let's do that, you know. You know, one day that can happen, maybe. And so, like I know, and I'm rambling again. It's because I'm getting tired and it's been a long day. And you get up at 6 and you don't take your nap like an old fart does, which I don't try to take my nap anymore. I try to just stay up when I'm up and make it through the day and learn to do it that way, and it's helped. It's way better than it was before. So, for sure, it all is. So, I just, you know, y'all, good night to y'all. Sweet dreams. And thank you again for liking, subscribing, and just enjoying whatever I have to offer to you. Thank you.